Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Goober Central and the TEW 2020-2016 brand split save, where I control Raw and we co-book SmackDown. And Drew's got NXT and a Cruiserweight Classic edition coming up on this episode as well, so stay tuned for that. But we are sort of Raw following Backlash. And Backlash was a very eventful show. It was a really good pay-per-view for the SmackDown side, but Raw didn't want to be outdone, so Ric Flair comes to the ring tonight and he announces Super Duper Raw for tonight's edition of Raw. We got a big main event: Randy Orton, AJ Styles for the WWE Championship, the U.S. title on the line. Apollo Crews defends against Kurt Angle. All that and more. The fans and getting them hyped up for tonight's edition of Raw in Huntington. Is it the Huntington Memphis Fieldhouse? I don't know. Huntington
Maybe.
Memorial Fieldhouse in West Virginia. The Miz comes out.
SmackDown superstar The Miz. We gotta also.
SmackDown superstar The Miz, and we know Miz has been wandering, and he's seemingly lost his mind here recently since losing the Intercontinental Championship. And he comes out and he says, "Rick, it's great to be here tonight on SmackDown. I'm ready to get back on back." And Flair obviously simply tells him that this is not SmackDown, Miz. This is Raw, Super Duper Raw. But out comes Dean Ambrose right behind him. Dean Ambrose, he demands a match with Roman Reigns tonight. And unfortunately for him, Ric Flair has to tell Dean Ambrose that Roman Reigns is not here tonight. Paul Heyman has given himself and Brock Lesnar the night off post Clash, and Ambrose is without an opponent. But Ric Flair has a great idea. Seeing that Miz is here ready to compete, Ambrose is ready to compete. Why don't we have a special brand versus brand contest tonight? So the Miz is going to take on Dean Ambrose in tonight's opener on Super Duper Raw.
Let's see how it goes. Also, Shawn Michaels has got to get The Miz in check, man.
Yeah, he does. 78. We'll take it. We'll take it. Miz and Ambrose have a good match, and Dean Ambrose beats the Miz with 30 deeds. Ambrose got an 80. Miz got a 74. We take those ratings here on Raw. We know that the in-ring product over on SmackDown seems to be outpacing the Raw brand at the moment. We're still happy with what we're getting. Ambrose gets the win. Miz unable to get back on the winning side of things, and Ambrose ships him back to SmackDown. But Ambrose obviously wants to get his hands on Roman Reigns sooner rather than later. And as we move on to our next segment here on Super Duper Raw, what's next? We got Randy Orton with an 86 rated. He is optimistic that he's going to win the WWE Championship tonight in the main event against AJ Styles. He says he's in AJ Styles' head, and AJ Styles is scared of the three most dangerous letters in all of WWE: R-A-O. And all it's going to take is one for Randy to become the WWE Champion here tonight. Our next contest, it's a 76, 73 from McIntyre, 64 from Bray Wyatt, as Bray Wyatt is able to beat Drew McIntyre with Sister Abigail. The issues between the Wyatts and the BKFC, it has been a documented story for the past several months. McIntyre beating Bray Wyatt back at Battleground, not Battleground, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
beating them back at Battleground. Wyatt SummerSlam, beat him at SummerSlam, not Battleground. Beat him at SummerSlam. Wyatt obviously has the big win over AJ Styles here in recent times. Wyatt seemingly in the next gen championship tournament final put his ire back on Drew McIntyre, the return of Luke Harper, to even the odds for the Wyatts since Conan's arrival. And tonight, Bray Wyatt able to pick up a big win over McIntyre, but McIntyre can't be happy. Now they're tied at one win apiece, so we'll see if McIntyre, the BKFC, fight back in the coming days. international incident fight back in the coming days. Then we have Paul Heyman. He gets off commentary for a moment, grabs the mic, and he introduces everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman, and I am the advocate, the beast incarnate, Brock Lesnar, and the wise man, for one, Roman Reigns. And together, duo of Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar are the most dominant duo in all of WWE. And Sami Zayn wants to stick his nose in business that doesn't involve him. Sammy, I know how you feel. You've always been the underdog, always been second best to your best friend, Kevin Owens. Every time you get an opportunity, you get hurt. Like throwing your shoulder out just by celebrating with the crowd. That put you on the shelf for 9 months of your career. What makes you think that your body that is not durable enough to withstand throwing your arms up in the air can stand up against the beast? The man who wants to eat, sleep, conquer, repeat, the man who just wants to take you to Suplex City. What makes you think that you can stand up to him, Sammy? Just think about it. Because maybe you'd be in a better spot just to join us. Because if you choose not to, it's the end of your career. And that is not a prediction. That is a spoiler. 80 for Heyman there. We move on to our 66 rated contest as Chad Gable picks up a win over Shelton Benjamin. Gets him with a quick cradle, back and forth contest between the veteran. Basically, Benjamin over the last several weeks has been adamant that Chad Gable needs to open his ears and listen. And this is where this challenge comes from. Well, Gable gets the best of Shelton Benjamin here tonight, Super Duper Raw. Unfortunately for Chad Gable, the celebration is short-lived as Shelton Benjamin jumps him after the match. Let's see how this one turns out. 5, not the worst segment in the world. I'll take it. As we're at as far as popularity at the moment. Shelton Benjamin takes his rage and frustration out on Chad Gable, beating him down, hitting him with the pay dirt. And it seems like this issue is just done between Benjamin and Gable. It's just getting started, and we'll see what happens. But Gable picks up another win. His momentum just keeps on rolling. Next contest, we got Apollo Crews. 81 from Angle, 68 from Apollo. They had great chemistry. In an 80 rated contest, Apollo Crews is able to defeat the Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle by pinfall with a standing moonsault to retain the United States Championship. What a win for Apollo Crews. That is a career-defining win on Apollo Crews. And Angle, he comes up short in his quest to become the United States champion. After the match, Angle, great chemistry. Another match, who knows? But post-match, Angle, obviously disappointed. Apollo celebrating, but Kurt gives Apollo Crews his due. He shakes his hand. He raises the young gun's hand high. The United States champion, and a man who seems to be quite possibly a United States champion for a long time to come. His hand is raised in victory as Kurt Angle gives Apollo his due. And now we go to our main event. Randy Orton, AJ Styles for the WWE Championship. An 86 rated match, which is one of the best main events Raw's had in a while. We have AJ Styles defeating Randy Orton. When Randy got disqualified, I know it says intentionally disqualified, but Randy, unfortunately for him, he let his rage and anger and frustration get in the way because there was a ref bump earlier in the match. He had the match won with the RKO, tried to pull the ref up. AJ duped Randy into hitting the official. The official called for the bell, as Randy Orton gets disqualified and AJ Styles escapes by the skin of his teeth with the WWE Championship. And as we close Super Duper Raw, AJ goes up the ramp in a 93 rated angle. He goes up the ramp, clutching his WWE Championship, still the champion, as Randy Orton is fuming in the middle of the ring as we go off the air.
Let's see how Super Duper Raw did. Wow.
And 86, listen, that's one of our best episodes of TV. And this is what I'm talking about. We are getting somewhere. The talent is starting to get over. People are starting to get. People are starting to recognize some of these young talents that weren't necessarily over upon arrival. Are starting to get themselves into a good position. So in '86, I love to see that number. It's our highest rated Raw, I think, since the save started.
I think you're right.
Ric Flair with a great success on Super Duper Raw.
And the question is, can SmackDown's fallout from Backlash outperform Raw, Super Duper Raw? Listen, I don't know. I think SmackDown's got their hands full, but
We'll find out. We'll find out in short order.
no. Ladies and gentlemen, SmackDown is live here at the Stokely Athletic Center in Tennessee. The SmackDown after Backlash here. Shawn Michaels gives the WWE Universe, a recap, 82 rated segment. Devin, SmackDown has to beat an 86 from Raw.
It is not going to be an easy task for the SmackDown side to get the win here.
It's not. And we start out here with Alberto Del Rio defeating Jack Swagger with the cross arm breaker in 15 minutes and 17 seconds by submission. And they have pretty good chemistry, and it lifted the match to a 69. Nice.
Well, we take it. We take it. Swagger, not bad. Del Rio's been a standout here on SmackDown with his performances, so it's good to see Swagger hang in there. We still don't like him, obviously, but who can argue against success?
This is true. This is true. And then we go into Shawn Michaels congratulating the women's champion, Becky Lynch, on a victory at Backlash. And I hear that the women's division got a new acquisition. We'll see her.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. They got a big acquisition, and Michaels is telling Becky Lynch to keep her eyes peeled because tonight we're going to see the arrival of the Hugger.
Ooh. Then we see the New Day. The tag team champions get a victory over the Shining Stars at the Midnight Hour, but Devin, something's off here. Xavier Woods not at ringside with Kofi Kingston and Big E, and
No,
they're worried about.
something is terribly wrong with Woods not being there. He is always there for the New Day, so I'm genuinely interested to see where the big man is.
Well, it sadly looks like we're gonna get answers because you see on the screen the Dudley Boys and Rhino up to no good once again after their victory in that six-man tag Extreme Rules match against Rey Mysterio and the Lucha Dragons at Backlash. They take out Xavier Woods, and Kofi Kingston and Big E know that this is a message towards them that the Dudley Boys are coming for the tag team titles.
Yeah, they do, and I mean the Dudleys, since they have brought Rhino into the fold, they have been on an absolute tear. Well, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to be the New Day.
I wouldn't either, and but I don't think the New Day is going to back down from a fight or a title defense.
Oh no,
Oh, here.
by no means do I think.
Go ahead though.
Oh, look at that.
Finish your thought.
I was gonna say, I don't think the New Day's gonna back down, but the Dudleys are on a, like I said, them and Rhino. That is a combination that you do not want to stand against right now.
No, no, and speaking of, well, then we go to our debut of Bayley making her SmackDown debut against Summer Rae, and we get a whopping 39 because Summer Rae got an in-ring performance of a 19.
Why am I not surprised?
The match cooled the crowd a little. I think we can chalk it up for Raw because this is going to come back to bite them. But we go from
Well, SmackDown's got a pretty good array at the back end of this show, but a 39 is going to be hard to come back from.
it is, and we're going to attempt to because we go to an 83 segment. We hear Miz, Morrison, and Maurice. They're disappointed in Backlash. You know, John Morrison losing to Kenny Omega. The Miz not going to the right venue and then going to Raw on Monday to lose to Dean Ambrose. And then they bump into Cesaro and they call Cesaro a loser for losing that best of 3 series to Sheamus. And Cesaro looks at him and goes, "You call me a loser when I lost fair and square. I can live with that." But John Morrison, you lost to Kenny Omega on Sunday, and Miz, you went to Raw for some reason because you are oddly obsessed with the Intercontinental Championship, and you lost to Dean Ambrose. So I may have fallen short at Backlash, but I don't look as stupid as you two right now. You know they didn't take that. They did not take that very well.
Who's the real loser? But they still happen because he showed up to the building. I mean, Miz and Morrison, it's back to the drawing. How do you? They're fuming, but I wouldn't get on Cesaro's bad side. I wouldn't want to get on Cesaro's bad side. If he lost to Sheamus or not, Cesaro's a bad man.
He is. He is. And we get an 83 segment there. Then we go to Chris Jericho taking on Goldust. Chris Jericho getting a win after losing the World Heavyweight Championship match to Daniel Bryan. We will see later tonight in the main event a champion versus champion match against Kevin Owens. But Chris Jericho gets back on the running track here with the Walls of Jericho against Goldust, a 78 rated match.
Yeah, Goldust, he can still go. He hung with Jericho, but Jericho, unfortunately, Goldust able to lock in the walls, and that was all she wrote. And Chris Jericho back on the winning track. Obviously, he wants to be the world champion once again, and I think that he's got the ability to get there in short order.
I agree. I agree. And Goldust showing a lot of. He's turning a lot of heads, but not getting a lot of wins. Then
Have some guns.
sorry, Devin. John
Cena.
still has aspirations to become the Intercontinental Champion.
Now, it's the only belt in the WWE that John Cena has never held. Multi-time champion in almost every other category, but the Intercontinental Championship has eluded him. So I believe that Cena. I think he can do it. Obviously, he was not pinned in the triple threat. Seth Rollins took the Kevin Owens, and Cena, I think, is prepared to challenge Kevin Owens one on one with the title on the line. We'll see if that is in the cards for Cena moving forward.
Then a 66 rated match. Team Taz beats the Ascension. Bobby Lashley winning they win by submission. Victor's injury took a big toll on the match, but
Dragon Sleeper on Connor. Team Taz has been dominant.
they have, and I hear that they got another challenge coming at them as the Usos came out and interrupted Taz, and they want a rematch with Team Taz.
Yeah, Team Taz pulled the big upset over the Usos at the pay per view at Backlash. So, I mean, these guys definitely want a little bit of revenge and payback on Team Taz. It was a friendly challenge. Both of these teams well liked by the fans. Both of these teams respect each other. But the Usos want their lick back against Jason Jordan and Bobby Lashley, with Taz mentoring them to victory. And I mean, so far Taz has been on the money.
He has, and I think who am I to doubt Taz in this? I mean, the Usos are multi-time tag team champions, but I'm gonna go with Team Taz on this one if we end up seeing a rematch.
I think so. Why would you bet against? Why would you bet against the team that already beat them once?
And then how about this Kenny Omega getting another victory, another win In the winners column for Kenny Omega, he beats one half the Vaudevillains, Aiden English.
He got a 65, so his ratings are starting to get up there too. Omega's starting to get a little more over. Aiden English, he brought his A game, but not enough to beat the best bout machine and the cleaner, Kenny Omega. As his long time continues, he remains healthy, but I don't know how healthy he's going to be after what we're seeing now.
Well, you telling me as Rhino gores Kenny Omega, takes him out in the middle of the ring, and just the boos are raining down here in Tennessee, Devin. And I want to know why he's targeting Kenny Omega.
Well, right now it's a concerted effort by this contingent of violence to just between the Dudleys and Rhino, just to take out whoever they want to take out. Xavier Woods felt the ire. The Dudleys have their eyes set on the tag team championships, and Rhino, they have just let their man beast loose on anybody, and he has chosen Kenny Omega to attack. So this is not a great situation for Kenny as Rhino continues his rampage since returning to the WWE.
Then we see Seth Rollins taking on Kalisto, and he gets the win with the pedigree in a 79 rated match. And Seth Rollins showing a little bit of sportsmanship here, Devin. He gives a little nod to Kalisto, and Alberto Del Rio comes out and has his sights set on Seth Rollins. And what's this all about?
He runs his mouth. He says that Seth Rollins, has lost a step. He's just like everybody else. He's just a dog. He's a perro beneath his feet. And Rollins really shouldn't be getting any attention. The attention should be on Alberto Del Rio as he takes as he takes his step towards superstardom. Rollins has been on nothing but a losing streak. Can't get the job done. And when it lost in the world title tournament, lost in the triple threat. But Rollins shoots back and he says, "You know what, Alberto? Maybe I haven't been getting it done. Maybe I haven't been. But guess what? I lost focus a long time ago, and here recently, things have come back into perspective. And all about Seth Rollins, well, it's about a lot more than me, and it's about taking people like you. I think you're better than everybody else just because you have a certain upbringing, just because you have a certain way about yourself, you aristocrat. It's time for me to take you out." So Seth Rollins says, "For all these people in attendance here tonight in Tennessee at the Stokely Athletic Center, let me tell you right now, Alberto, you caught me at a bad time. Trust me, I get you. I'm going to burn it down."
Boom.
Seth Rollins officially turns babyface, and Del Rio versus Rollins seems to be on the horizon.
Coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, our main event. The World Heavyweight Champion Daniel Bryan takes on the Intercontinental Champion Kevin Owens. An 81 rated match. And unfortunately, we get robbed out of a great match that was going on because of Sheamus coming in and disqualifying Kevin Owens. I don't think Kevin Owens really cares, but Sheamus has a problem with Daniel Bryan wanting the World Heavyweight Championship. And Kevin Owens and
Beating down, and they do because they're hanging up on Daniel Bryan here, the world champion, not in a great way. His winning streak continues through a disqualification, but Sheamus, I mean, he gets the upper hand on the champion. Owens just hops in because he doesn't care. But who's here to make the save? None other than Superman himself, John Cena. Here he comes. 90 rated angle here as Cena makes the save, runs off. Owens, Sheamus, Daniel Bryan, and John Cena stand tall in the center of the ring as Smackdown goes off the air. It's a 90 rated segment.
let's see if SmackDown gets higher than an 86. My prediction is no. This is going to be Devin's first win in a while. And it is by 2 points.
84 is not bad still. SmackDown
No.
does really well to get that 84 there.
And I mean, Devin, how's it feel to get a win, though? How's it feel to get a win?
Feels good, but I mean, I literally had to put on a pay per view. Beat SmackDown this week. I had to put on a pay per view quality show to beat SmackDown. So, we'll take it. We'll take it, but I had to put on a pay per view to make it happen. So, I mean, that may be my only win for the foreseeable future, but we're gonna try it. We're gonna keep it going.
Well, don't go away, folks, because NXT is coming up next, and then following that is the Cruiserweight Classic. Welcome, everybody, back to NXT. We are 2 weeks away from NXT TakeOver Respect, and we open up NXT here with a number one contenders tag team triple threat. The winner will face the Briscoes for the tag team titles. At TakeOver, we got Roppongi Vice, the Motor City Machine Guns, and the Young Bucks. And Devin, we get Roppongi Vice getting the win, beating the Young Bucks first, and then the Motor City Machine Guns. Which that you know what that means.
That means the Briscoes gonna face Roppongi Vice. Should be a fun match. Roppongi Vice was the weakest team in terms of in-ring performance, but I mean they got the win in a big way. So I mean, good for them.
Trent Beretta, Rocky Romero taking on Jay and Mark Briscoe for the tag team titles in 2 weeks' time. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. These guys used a little bit of underhanded tactics to get the win, but they're there now.
You do.
And I think we're about to get another match official for NXT TakeOver Respect, as we're going to see Madison Eagles, the woman who sent Bailey up to SmackDown. We're going to see her challenge Asuka for the NXT Women's Championship at TakeOver per General Manager William Regal. Devin, what do you think about that?
Madison Eagles has been a revelation since coming to NXT. So I mean, you just got to give a lot of respect to Eagles. A career, not a resurgence, but finally proving herself on a big stage like NXT. So you gotta really enjoy, and you like to see that because Eagles is a world traveled star, and finally getting a chance to show it in the NXT brand.
Then we see Mia Yim. We've seen her in action here recently on NXT and losing efforts to Madison Eagles, and her and Asuka beat Nicole Matthews and Madison Eagles last week, but she gets the win in a singles match here with her guillotine choke against Alexa Bliss. Mia Yim, another standout woman here in this women's division that is slowly starting to rebuild here.
Absolutely. I mean, it's not easy when you lose. I mean, your four cornerstone roster members, roughly not about a year apart, truly, but I mean, yeah, not easy to rebuild. So
We're getting there. We're getting there, though. Congratulations to Mia Yim. And then we hear from Jay Lethal. He's saying he wants respect at NXT and wants to earn it. He wants to take on anybody that Mr. Regal will give him at NXT TakeOver Respect. And Devin, I don't think he has to wait long to see who he's taking on at TakeOver Respect, does
I don't think you'll have to wait long. But do we want to reveal that to our public right now?
he? I almost
We'll
did.
find out next. We'll
You're right.
find out. We'll find out next week. We'll find out next week.
Then in our main event, Eric Young will take on Austin Aries, but Austin Aries challenged Ty Dillinger to a no disqualification match at TakeOver Respect, saying that let's end it. Let's end it, Ty. Like, let's end it the only.
I'm sick of you. You're sick of me. Let's just get this over with.
And almost booked it there. We don't even know. We haven't heard from Ty Dillinger yet. But here comes Eric Young, and Austin Aries beats Eric Young with the 450 splash to end NXT, or so we think. And Aries is gloating, full of himself, saying that's how it's done. He shoves Eric Young out of the ring, and then he's looking at the hard cam, and crack! Ty Dillinger with a chair takes down Austin Aries, and Ty Dillinger accepts. So
Why not Ty? Oh man, this is gonna be a fun one. Ty Dillinger versus Austin Aries. It should be a fantastic affair.
it should be. It should be. That's a triple threat. There we go. Austin Aries, Ty Dillinger. This match has gotten personal. I mean, Ty, these guys wrestled back at NXT Takeover Brooklyn 2, SummerSlam weekend, um, and Aries got the win there. But Ty Dillinger cost Austin Aries a shot at the NXT Championship that just so happens was won by Bobby Roode. But if it wasn't for Ty Dillinger, it could be Austin Aries, Shinsuke Nakamura.
Easily, very easily.
But that ends NXT with a 52 rated segment. Let's see how NXT does before we get to the Cruiserweight Classic. 54. Okay, we lose popularity in one region, but gain some in 52 other regions.
Probably the main region is what I would assume, but I mean NXT, it's a developmental brand, so building some stars from the ground up, and we're seeing that development slowly but surely as the weeks continue.
100%, 100%. And we're going to see more rebuilding as we are rebuilding the Cruiserweight division, and we're gonna go to the Cruiserweight Classic. Definitely saw 3 first round matchups last week. We're gonna see 3 more coming up next. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second episode of 205 Live. And we get 3 more first round matches here in the Cruiserweight Classic. We start out with Desmond Xavier versus Taiji Ishimori. Devin. Taiji Ishimori falls short to Desmond Xavier with the reverse code red with a 53 rated match.
Even is a freaking reverse code red. Never mind. It's gonna be a facebuster some kind. But hey, Desmond Xavier gets the win. It's kind of a shocker. You would expected Taiji
Yeah,
Ishimori to maybe pick up the win here, but Desmond Xavier gets the upset, moves on to the next round, and he's got himself a date in the quarterfinals of the Cruiserweight Classic.
and then we see Nigel McGuinness narrate a hype package of one of next week's final first round matchups as between Roderick Strong and Lindsay Dorado.
That should be a fun clash of styles with those guys. Uh, I really don't even know who to pick there.
I don't either, but well,
Yeah, I know. I know who your favorite is.
But then we see Tigre Uno, sorry, take on Cedric Alexander in a first round matchup, and we see Tigre Uno get the win with the 450.
Cedric was off his game, but they have pretty good chemistry. It lifted the match. Cedric's gimmick got an adequate. So, I mean, big win there for Tigre Uno. He moves on. A former X Division champion in TNA gets a win and moves forward in the Cruiserweight Classic.
Congrats to him. And then we see Triple H narrate the final first round matchup next week. That'll be next week's main event between Zack Sabre Jr. and Santos Escobar.
And what do you know? The gimmick got a poor rating for Santos. Why am I not surprised?
I'm not, but the crowd here at Universal Studios is
We're just
excited for that match next week.
eating it up, excited, but tonight's main event, Will Ospreay, uh, Flyer K, taking on the veteran Franklin, who said last week that his one goal in returning to WWE at this moment, get the Cruiserweight Championship that he was never given the opportunity to get in his round WWE. Let's see if his first attack is.
And it is. It is. Kazarian gets the win here with the Wave of the Future against Will Ospreay. Kazarian moves on. It gets a 44, though. That's disappointing to me.
A little disappointing, but I mean, he's not super over in and of himself, and I know Ospreay's definitely not. So, we take the good with the bad, but Kaz moves on, and Frankie Kazarian one step closer to the Cruiserweight Championship, and we have 6 of our 8 quarterfinalists set next week on 205 Live, the final two members of the quarterfinals will be set. I cannot wait.
We get a 52. We'll take that. We'll take that. That's fine. As we go into the next week's episode of 205 Live. Ladies and gentlemen, this marks the end of episode. Devin, I've lost count of TEW episodes.
Oh, it's I've lost count myself, but this is
We're in double digits, I know.
what's their playlist for it? It sure is. This will be episode 19.
Wow. That's crazy. So next week, episode 20 will be the end of the first round of 205 Live, plus Raw
Yes.
and NXT. Ladies and gentlemen, you can find me on Instagram. Or if you want to watch me wrestle on YouTube, you can find me on Drew Tony.
Well, actually, technically, it might be episode 20 because you did a double episode for
This is true.
one of these weeks. But
This is true.
either way, keep the plug going. We're at either 19 or 20.
Yeah, one of the two. You can find me on YouTube, Drew Tony. You can find me on Instagram at Real Drew Tony. You can find me on Facebook, Drew Tony. You can find me on TikTok at Real Drew Tony. Yeah, that's really it for me, Devin. Where can they find you?
It's all in the description. So go
There
check
it
it out. Goober Central. Go check out Goober Central. Goober. Obviously, you're on this channel, so subscribe. Join Goober and Ain't Easy. Great server. Love it there. Questions of the day, tournaments, everything you can think of. Access Full Gear Pro Wrestling previews that you see on the channel as well. Go check out Full Gear. Full Gear is a great CAW Federation run on WWE 2K25. I unfortunately have not been able to be on the last several weeks due to work commitments, but Drew and Demi are holding it down very well. I feel like the shows keep getting better and better, and if you're not checking it out, then you're missing out. So check out Full Gear Pro Wrestling.
Watch everything we got going on Goober Central, but especially
Please do
Full Gear.
like and subscribe.
But
Like
that's
and do it.
I think that's gonna do it for this episode. Devin, what do you think about that?
I think that's it. I got nothing else to say.
We'll see.
Heard you on a nigga that's gon' please you. Suck your toes, dick it down, please you. She say, "Bam, nasty," I say, "Me too."